Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Long Dark with Gazbeard, and we're at Paradise Meadows Farm on the Milton Mountain Town map. We're getting set up for a major crafting session. Not only do we have to create all the arrows for which we created the arrowheads at the Forlorn Muskeg Forge last week, but we've also got all these skins to do something with. Rabbit skin mitts, deerskin boots and pants, wolfskin coat, and so on. That's going to mean, well, let's just work it out. Rabbit skin mitts are about 6 hours, deerskin boots are about 12 hours, deerskin pants are about 20, wolfskin coats about 20. That's going to mean a full week's worth of crafting, and we're going to try and cram it all in over the course of 1 or 2 episodes. However, before we can get started, we have to stock up even further on firewood and on meat. Now, in yesterday's episode, we shot a wolf who then came back to aggro us, and we ended up wrestling him and smacking him about with the hatchet. So he was last seen over there at those rocks, heading right to left. We know he's not at the back of the hills. That means that he is most probably down in this area somewhere, if he's down. In fact, that looks like him just up there, which is very handy because he's nice and close. That's excellent. And there's even a feather. So the wolves did find him, not the wolves, the crows did find him for an hour or 2 yesterday. We could hear them, but we didn't get a direction on them. There's another feather. Set 3 is always good. This guy's going to be frozen. He's going to take a little bit longer to harvest, and he's a big one. He's going to take a little bit longer to harvest than normal. Well, 24 minutes is not bad. So let's get his meat off him. Yeah, right. Let's have his hide. Let's have his guts. Another 35 minutes. Watching the temperature, it's dropping rapidly. Okay. Right, how is our food and hydration? We are ravenous hungry. Thirst's not a problem, but we are getting cold. It's still early morning. There's this horrible heavy snow falling. So what I suggest is we go back, we get him cooked, and try to give this weather a chance to clear. This should just about give us the meat that we need to get through this crafting session. I'm going to eat that kilo of wolf. We do have a small stockpile of firewood in the farm, specifically for cooking with, and we're going to do it on a multitask basis. So pick up 1 bit of firewood, pick up 1 stick to get the fire going. Oh, we've got that water to take as well. We're going to need those pots for the cooking. Put the bow away just now, and we're going to have to drop a bunch of meat for cooking on the hot plates. Right, we've got 6 pieces of meat off that wolf, 5 full kilos, and call it 0.9 kilo. So if we drop the partial and 3 full kilos, pre-position them on the hot plates. Let's get the fire going. We're going to use a match, cardboard match, with a stick, 90% fire starting chance. We've got no tinder. Oh, we have. Oh well, we'll use one of them. Doesn't increase the fire starting chance, but just means we use it up. The reason it's not increasing the fire starting chance is because we've got level 5 fire starting skill. And surprisingly, that did not work. Okay, let's try another piece of tinder. Keep the same stick. Got no chance of starting a fire outside with a magnifying glass with that heavy cloud cover and snow falling. So we have to use a match.
Come on.
I'm just hoping that we don't end up using 3 or 4 of them. In which case I would feel extremely stupid that I did not light a torch first and use the torch to light the oven. Or the stove. I didn't expect it to need more than 1 match, I will admit.
Turned out pretty well.
There we go. Right, let's just add that piece of fur, add that stick. Let's get the other 2 bits of meat into the pots. Right, so 45 minutes, 39 minutes, 44, 44, 38, 37. Right, so we've got half an hour to get a few bits and pieces done, which includes dropping the wolf's pelt and guts. Drop the wolf pelt here. As we know, wolf pelts are glitched when you drop them. They're being extremely difficult to reposition. We've got the 2 bits of guts to drop. Might just put them in that corner there, out of the way. You can probably get some on that bottom shelf, maybe even get a few on the top of there. We're kind of running out of space for drying guts. That's not too much of a problem. Okay, that's that done. We picked up a load of water. How much time have we still got on these cookings? 30 minutes, 24 minutes, 23 minutes, 22. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and drop that water across in the barn. Let's hope the wolf doesn't respawn too quickly. And once we've got that meat cooked, then the next job is going to be getting more firewood, because we're going to have to keep a good fire going in here so that we're not getting... Hello? That's strange. I thought it was 4 litres we picked up. Obviously not. Alright, let's drop 2 litres. And we'll have to use the fire in the stove to get some more made. Now, one of the things we must remember to do, and I'm guaranteed to forget it, is that climbing rope is useless down here. The climbing rope points over yonder have got ropes on them. There's no further climbing points down here that need a rope, so what we'll have to do is take it up to Milton House and keep it there ready for the expedition into Hushed River Valley, where we may need an extra climbing rope. Right, how are these doing? 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 12, 12, 11. Okay, so as I was saying, we're going to have to take that climbing rope up to Milton House, keep it there with the goods that we'll be taking to Hushed River Valley when we go to spend time there, because there are probably some climbing points there without ropes, and we'll need it for those. The other place where we'll need climbing ropes are Timberwolf Mountain, but there are ropes closer to there that we can use. How much time we've got on the fire? 1 hour 22. Let's put 1.5 litres in each of these pots. So yeah, Timberwolf Mountain's got ropes closer to it that we can take there for the climbs that don't have pre-deployed ropes. There's also one climb on Coastal Highway that needs a rope, and there is a rope either in Mystery Lake or in Coastal Highway that we can use for that. Right, let's just oops, that's better. Just pass that to, right, now it's 32 minutes and 31 minutes till boil. There's 48 minutes on there, so they're not going to boil dry. We can leave them to go. Let's get this wolf meat deployed. We are going to be spending a lot of time in this barn, so I want to get the meat that we need over here deployed. That's the partial kilo, that's the full kilo. Get them into position first. And as I've said many times during this series, I position the meat like this so that I know what's the newest, what's the oldest, and how much of everything I've got. And then we can drop the last one, which is the partial kilo. And what we'll do, because it's a partial kilo, we'll put it at the top like that, out the way. Right, so we got 8, 13, call it 14 kilos there. We've got 4 across there, that's 18 kilos, which in a worst case scenario is 6 days worth of meat. Best case scenario, that's 9 days worth of meat. We're not going to be able to get a comfortable position in the barn right now. The wind's in the wrong direction, it's too strong, it's threatening to turn to a blizzard. Temperature's not too bad, but we need more wood because we're still a bit short of wood there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head across here, get these bits of cedar that we saw while we're still warm enough to do it. And you notice I'm not gathering the reishi mushrooms or the old man's beard that's lying around here. I'm leaving that until we actually need it. Right, so hacksaw's at 80%. Temperature dropped then rose, that's good. We are hungry and thirsty though. Up here it might be a different situation. We've got the wind directly on us. We may have temperature problems up here. We do need to take a drink. That wind's died away, which is great. We're now very hungry again. There's some more big cedar branches across there.
My stomach feels like an empty pit.
Yeah, we'll sort that in a minute, mate. And it's very unusual to get such a clear run at collecting the resources that you need for a major crafting session here at the Paradise Meadows farm. We have been extremely fortunate. Cedar's right round there, okay. We're a bit short on sticks. We could do with some sticks. We've got a few there, but not a huge amount. Do with more fur. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to eat that partial kilo, just to get his mind off his belly. Time of day have we got? Coming towards sunset. We're not going to get all 3 of those cedars cut today. However, what we can do is we can go get one of them, pick up any sticks that are in the area. We may actually get 2 of them. We'll try for it, but I think it's unlikely. I want them, while we're wandering around like this, I'm making the maximum use of the time before the wolf respawns. I'm not being blasé about it. I'm still keeping eyes and ears open for wolves returning. Still not full sunset. Let's have this other branch while we can.
I need to find food.
Yeah, we know. Okay, now that's getting towards full sunset. So I don't want to stay out too long because it's going to get exceptionally cold, especially with that wind picking up. I want to get back, drop this wood off, and we'll spend tonight in the farmhouse, and then we'll start crafting in the morning. So we've had a very good day's resource gathering and prepping today. I don't want to push our luck. Step forward a little bit.
I could eat anything right now.
Drop all of that. And drop that one stick across here. Okay. Now let's get into the farmhouse. Have a night in the farmhouse. And I can hear a wolf howling in the distance. We'll have that piece of meat for supper. It's going to be pitch black in here. It's not a problem. I know where the bed is. And I should have brought a lantern down. I didn't. Never mind. Okay, so just a quick time check. It's about an hour after sunset. So put the bow away and quickly eat that kilo of meat to give us the calories to get through the night. We may have to take a couple of cattails. We'll check that in a second. There we go. He's got 879 calories. It's not enough to get through the night because we're going to have to pass time for an hour or so. He's also not tired enough to sleep to dawn from this point of the clock, so we need to get closer to midnight for that to happen. So what we'll do first is we'll simply pass a couple of hours. Once that's done, we'll top him up with a few cattails and another drink of water. I'll just check how many calories has he got. 641. Almost enough to get through the night. Let's eat a pair of these. That's going to give him just over 900 calories total. Top up with a little drink. We'll have to get the water off the cooker in the morning. I hope it did boil. It should have boiled. We checked the timer. Right, so let's have a look. He can certainly do an 8-hour sleep. I'm going to try for a 9-hour sleep because it's going to be a big old crafting session. And the first thing that we're going to want to get done is repair the hacksaw and then make the arrows. So there we are, we're into day 116. And I'm just making a quick note there.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Yep, we figured that. Right, so it's still dark-ish. We've got enough light to see where we're going around here. That's recycled can. Where's the stove? There's the stove. Get across to it. See if we can find that water in the dark without having to use a light. Oh, I'm making a right mess of this. Potable water boiled. We'll take that. Potable water boiled. We'll take that. Now we're going to have a fire going across in the shed. We should probably take those 2 pots with us. Quick inventory check. We've got 3 litres. We're okay for today, including tonight. So what we may do is pick those pots up in the morning to make more water while we're crafting tomorrow. let's just head to the... Today's mission is arrows. Let's just get the bow out. See what the weather's up to. Is it light enough to use the magnifying glass to start a fire, is my first question. And no. We're on the edge of a blizzard. Wow. What time of day is it? It's just after sunrise. We're going to have to use a match to start the fire again. And we may need a second piece of metal for fixing the hacksaw. We'll leave those 3 kilos of wolf there. And we'll have a kilo of venison for breakfast. Get the calories into him. Take a drink. Alright, let's get the fire going. Need a stick to start it. Could actually use a book to start it. Want the cedar. It'll take 4 pieces. Throw the tinder in, we don't need it. Get the fire started. Some quite severe weather building up out there by the sound of it.
That did it.
Right, let's just add all of them, add that piece of reclaimed wood, add that stick. 6 hours. We can add some more in a minute. Right, we need to pick up the toolkit. First things first, repair the hacksaw.
Looks like a new day is dawning.
80%. We did need a second piece of metal. Let's get the hacksaw back to 100%. Perfect. Let's drop those tools. And while we're sort of standing here between the bench and the fire barrel, what temperature have we got? Feels like 21, that's perfect. Open the drawer. We need to, well, we're going to need to harvest that arrow, but we need to craft all the arrow shafts first. Transfer all of those. Transfer all of those. And we've got a book of matches in there. Did I see another one on the top? No. Right, workbench, arrow shafts. 30 minutes each. That's going to be 4.5 hours. We said we had 6 on the fire. How much have we got left on it? 5 hours. So after we've made these arrow shafts, we need to top up the fire. And we're going to use the knife. Save the hatchet for fighting wolves, of course. And I'm just speed crafting through this. As long as that fire's burning, I know I don't have to worry about wolves coming into the barn. They might poke their nose in, but they'll see the fire and they'll go away. Which is one of the reasons we keep that fire barrel burning. Just gone midday. I'm going to need to eat and drink shortly. Our temperature's staying nice and high despite what sounds like a blizzard running outside. And we might get one more set of arrow shafts done, and then we will need... oh, we're out of saplings. Okay. Right, so that's that first part of the job done. Still got 2.5 hours on the fire. We do need to eat and drink. Perfect. So let's go stand behind the fire barrel next to the workbench, and we need to harvest that broken arrow. 5 minutes. Excellent. Right, so we now have 50 feathers, 27 arrow shafts. So we're not going to be able to make 27 arrows, we don't have enough feathers. 22 arrowheads, we can't even make 22 arrowheads because we would need 66 feathers, but we can make as many as we can. So fire barrel's got 2 hours on it, we've got about 4 hours before darkness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick one piece of fur on it. That pushes it up to roughly 4 hours, but because we're outdoors it will actually burn longer than that because game development reasons. Right, simple arrows. Let's begin crafting. 1.5 hours. If we're very lucky we'll get 3 arrows made. Go for another one and then check how light or dark it is. Looks like the weather's settled down. We might get one more made before dark, but the fire barrel has gone out. I don't want to spend time indoors while it's light, not with a major crafting session like this on the go. So I'm going to risk doing one more arrow without a fire, and then we will need to get indoors. And hopefully it won't tell us it's too dark. We got it done. Most excellent. Is that an aurora coming up? It is. We can keep crafting all night if we get the fire going again. We could have crafted by the light of the fire, of course. That's one of the things we could have done. But with the aurora, it's just more sure. However, with the aurora, we absolutely need the fire.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yeah, you're getting tired. That's the reason. Let's have this fire going.
That's done.
Right. That's 2.5 hours. 3 hours 48. That's perfect. That'll let us get another 2 arrows made. Let's drop that stick. It'll also then let us get a torch so that we can get back to the house safely. Right, arrows. And we are desperately thirsty, but I'm just going to crack on, get those 2 arrows made. Okay, how much on the fire? 1 hour 21. It's not enough to do the arrows. To do another arrow, I should say, unless I add a couple of sticks. I'll add 3 sticks.
All I can think about is food.
That'll do it. We'll get one more stick, one more arrow made. We're starting to lose condition because we've got that red thirst. So let's just sort his thirst out. wolf over there. You see,
I could eat anything.
they do run from the fire. Right, that's our clue to get back to the house. And that's why I wanted to have enough fire to be able to take a torch and get back to the house. The wolves get more aggressive during an aurora. So while we've got the torch, I want to pick up those 2 pots.
Too much stuff to carry.
Yeah, I know, because we'll need to make water in the barn in the morning. Right, so if we put the torch out, we've got aurora light to see by. It's after midnight and we're exhausted, but let's get something to eat. More than enough calories there to get us through the sleep session that we're going to do. We'll take another drink. And then that's it, 1174 calories. He's pretty drained. What we're going to do then is we're going to have an 8-hour sleep and get back to the crafting. However, we're out of time for today. Very fast-paced episode today. And 116 days, 17 hours. We've pushed through to day 117. And that's going to be the end of the video for today. So, as always, please leave your comments down below. Please check the video description for links to my other channels and follow me there. Give this video a like if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the series. I appreciate it very much, and it helps me to grow the channel and gives me motivation to make not just more videos for the Long Dark, but more videos for other games as well. This is Gazbeard, signing off and saying, as always, it's not goodbye from me, it's bye for now. I'll see you tomorrow.